All right. Good evening once again. Let me confirm my audio. You can hear me. Please confirm my audio if you can hear me, please. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good evening,
Good evening.
sir. I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. All right. So I want to assume that at this junction we all have at least, we don't have any except basic knowledge. We have at least, let's say 30 to 40% with all that we covered in those three classes. And I believe that we enhance our understanding regarding to what this field is all about. So we are properly diving into what data analytics is all about. So I will be speaking to us as intermediate Excel users, not novice. All right, so welcome, Mrs. Sandra, who you joined a bit late. Please, let's try to keep to time. All right, so I think we can start now. So we are going to start by understanding what this field is all about. So just like I gave us a foundation on Excel, just for us to be able to use it generally, not necessarily only for data analysis. So same I'm going to do in this section. So this section targets giving us a strong foundation on data analytics, what data analytics is all about, what are the tools, the softwares that we are expected to, be conversant with, and what are the principles, what are the ethics, what are the procedures that a data analyst must follow for him or her to be able to, derive actionable insights. Because the entire essence of our existence, we must understand it at this point. Why do we exist? Why does company need us? What will actually be our primary responsibility as data analysts? What should be our thinking pattern? All these are what I plan to cover in this section. So without taking much of our time, let's quickly dive in. So this is a brief summary of some of the things I plan to cover. So I may not cover all because this slide was actually for one of the free section. So I'll just pick what matters to us at this point, and then we move on. But definitely we have to start by understanding the general concept of data analytics. Some of us, I want to believe that even at this point, and it is normal from experience, some of us, we just dive into the program. We do not really understand some of the advantages of this program. We don't even know the program we are in for. I can tell you that categorically, because from experience, it is after or maybe during the process like this, some persons get to know, oh, this program is even more than the way I thought. I thought it just, collecting data, but it's beyond that. So we're going to know the general concept of data analytics. And then the main topic that I am going to zero on will be the second option, let's say the first option, the second one, and the third one. The conditional formatting is a different topic entirely that will start for good 2 hours before we can even finish it. So we are going to focus on understanding the general concept of data analytics, then knowing what is data wrangling or monkey, and the processes, the steps involved. Because that is where the journey starts from as a data analyst. We need to understand that we can only function until we have access to structured data, not just data, structured data. So there are a lot of things you need to do when you are given a data set for you to make it a perfect data. And that is what the third option is talking about, data cleaning and preparation. So let's quickly start with what is data analytics. Let's understand what is data analytics. Some persons uses the word analysis, and I'll tell all the difference between when to use analysis and when to use analytics. All right, so analytics, we are talking about the general umbrella, which has to do with the art of manipulating data for insights that can influence decision making. That is analytics, is a field. Under it, you have data science. All of them are still under what? Data analytics. But when we say analysis, sometimes we use this to categorize the entry level of data science, the entry level of data analytics, which is maybe just understanding Microsoft Excel for data analysis, or maybe SQL without going deeper into using Python and the rest of the tools. So let's quickly start by understanding what is data analytics. Is the process of collecting. I want you to pay good attention to those words that I bolded, because until we understand the meaning, the singular meaning of these words, we will not understand the processes involved. So, is the process of collecting, organizing, analyzing, and interpreting data. So, which means to you and I that as a data analyst, the journey starts from collecting data. And the data collection here does not mean that you are to engineer the data. What it simply means is that you must know how to sort data from sources. It is your responsibility. For example, if a company engages you as a professional data analyst, it is your duty to go to their website to get the data you want to analyze. It is your duty to ask them where they have their data stored. So you must know, if you are using advanced Excel, you must know how to call in your data. If the data is not in the format that can be displayed on that tool, it is your responsibility to convert the format. That is where data wrangling and preparation comes in. Because data can actually be given to you either in a structured format or unstructured format. A structured data is a data that is well organized, that is optimized, that is free from error. All right? While unstructured data are data that probably the person that collected the data has nothing to do with understanding what analysis is all about. So at the point of collecting the data, just like what we did in the previous basic Excel aspect, you saw how we were just imagining different value. Those values cannot be relied on. I cannot even use those values to teach us analysis. That is why in this section, we are going to look at how do we get a structured data, a data set that was put together during live transaction in organization. That is the kind of data set that you can actually analyze and be able to come up with what? actionable what? Insights. Now, look at the second word here, organizing. Organizing, that settles the structure. Organizing means that it is also our responsibility as professional data analysts that when we are given data in any format, we should have data cleaning and organization skills. And like I mentioned in one of the sections, all of us are not going to end up becoming data analysts. Some of us will be what? Data entry personnel, while some of us will be data cleaner. So we need to understand that. So what will be the role of data cleaners? These are individuals, these are experts in their own field, which is still under the umbrella of what? Data analytics or what? Data science. So it's just like a division in the field of data analytics. And their work is that these are individuals that pays more attention on understanding certain tools or techniques on how to perfect data. They are the ones that can organize data for you as a data analyst, for you to be able to what? To apply your technical skill, your statistical what? Method, to be able to come up with actionable findings. Now, the analysis there. Analysis simply means application of those mathematical what? Concepts or method or statistical what? Method to be able to derive insights. Insights in this case can represent findings, can represent discovery. What did you find out after analyzing the data? What do you bring out from the data that can be presented to the company owner, to the stakeholder, that looking at it, they can be guided in making smart decisions. So if at the end of your analysis, you present a report, and somebody, a non-technical person, looks at that report and is still finding it difficult to decode your language, then you are not a professional data analyst. A professional data analyst will be able to deploy the technical skill, the technical method, the analytical method to get insight and be able to present them in a non-technical form. That is somebody that does not even know what is called data. When he or she looks at it, he can say, okay, I want to invest this amount here. I want to invest that amount there because of your report. That is why report writing is one of the key elements in this field. There are key things that you must understand, irrespective of the tool you are using. Like I always tell people, you see, when you say you are an expert in Excel, that does not make you a data analyst. Yes, I'll prove it. Because you are an expert in Python, that does not make you a data analyst. I know what I'm saying. Let me prove it to you. Somebody knows hundreds of functions in Python, but he does not have the reason pattern. He does not have the domain expertise of this field. That person will still be lacking, because whatever you are doing, the end result is that report. And that report is your ability to tell the story of your data. So which means that what? If you want to be marketable, if you want company to employ you, just go beyond understanding Excel functions. Go beyond understanding Python function. Learn how to write your report. Communication skill is involved. Report writing skill is involved, because if you don't know how to write your report, which means that automatically you can present your findings in a way that it will make sense. What is the essence of applying all the functions? And at the end of the day, what those functions derived, you don't know how to simplify it. You don't know how to present it with PowerPoint. You don't know how to present it with Word, most especially PowerPoint. Everybody here must know what PowerPoint is. I've done videos on PowerPoint that covers almost everything about the basic. If somebody remind me after the class, I will drop there. I think I did about 3 videos on PowerPoint, comprehensive video that explain everything you need, both from creating presentation, slide and animation, and the rest of them. I will drop them in the group. Go and sit down with them, because after some time, we are going to be taking live projects. I will be giving us assignment. Each of you will come here and presenting to us. What I will achieve with that is for us to start learning how to present our report when we are employed tomorrow. Some of us will stand in front of stakeholder up to like 100 or 10 and begin to, explain our dashboards. Okay, so all these are very important. Like I said, this section is for us to understand what this field is all about. It's not just understanding Excel functions. It is good we understand what and what, how do I need to reason. All right, so I've explained collection, organizing, and analysis. Then after analyzing, what happened? This is what I'm saying is, after you have collected your data, you have organized the data, you have applied all your analytical methods, your statistical methods, then you have been able to what? To draw some meaningful insights from the data. So the last thing, which if you miss it, you have not done anything, is what? Interpreting the data. It's very crucial. You must understand how to interpret. It is that interpretation that will involve which app will I use to interpret. That is where PowerPoint comes in. If it is maybe a report that needs to be printed out, then you use Microsoft Word. All right, so interpreting data to discover useful information, draw conclusions, and support decision making. I hope somebody is following. Okay, somebody have question? Okay. Susanna, go ahead with your question.
Sir. Sir, please, you mentioned the PowerPoint presentation. What?
Sorry, come again. I didn't get you.
Sir, did you hear me?
No, come again. Sorry.
I said you're talking about PowerPoint for presentation of report. I said, what's your take on using Canva?
Yes, there are, like I said, I gave options. So Canvas is, even in that Canvas, you are going to use PowerPoint concepts, because you are going to create slides, isn't it? If you have seen it before, in that Canvas, there are slide modules where you slot in your presentation. It's just like they have given you templates, and those templates act as different slides that you can use. You can as well use it. But what I'm saying is I still connected to presenting your findings with slide, whether it's PowerPoint slide or Canva slide. I hope I've answered your question now.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. So so drawing conclusions is very important. Everything is wrapped on what I've explained so far. Drawing conclusion. That means that after all your whatever, you have to bring everything together. You have to arrive at, okay, this is what the data is saying. That is exactly what the company needs. Your conclusions. Most of them are not interested in your technical works. They are not going to, except you are presenting with dashboard. Most of them, where dashboards comes in is where you are doing live presentation. You are working with a company that probably have a system that allows you to come in and stand in front of them and be describing or interpreting your data. But if it's a company that, if you are working remotely, if you are working remote, most time, you will compile your findings either with PowerPoint or Word and forward it to them. But when it comes to live presentation, that is where dashboard comes in, and you will be able to what? To communicate your dashboards across all the model. But that dashboard is still important for you. So draw your conclusion, because the dashboard is just like a platform that gives you an opportunity to assemble different analysis models that can be used to analyze multiple words or perform multiple analysis instead of duplicating the models. All right. So in a simple explanation, data analytics means turning raw data, which means could be numbers, text, or record, into meaningful insight that help people make better decisions. Simple as that. You can see how I brought it down to a layman understanding. Turning raw data, which means that you be given raw data. And then what happens? You perform your analysis. After that, you draw your conclusions. And then your conclusion is simply interpreting your entire word analysis. Right? So if there's no question, I wanted to ask if there's any question before I shift to the next topic. Any question on what I have explained so far? King, you are just joining. Let's try to keep to our time. Any question on what I have explained so far? Do we have any question, or I should assume there's no question? Okay. So let me assume there is no question. Okay, so now let's quickly talk about a few things. Why data analytics? Let's talk about a few things before we go into the data wrangling, how we can get data from an open source, how we can convert the format, how we can do some cleaning before we start the analysis properly. Now, why data analytics? I know if I ask some of us, why do you choose to become a data analyst? I know we have different reasons, but I don't want to go into that. But just in case you do not even understand the program properly, this session will educate you enough. The advantages are some of the reasons why you probably would choose it. So learning data analysis is one of the smartest decisions you can make today, because data is everywhere. And those who can understand it are in high demand. You see, as far as I'm concerned, this is one tech area that will not die in the next 100 years. I can tell you that for free. And this is one tech area that requires functionality. This is one tech area that when you are good at it, you can never lack job. I know what I'm saying. Some of us, the reason why is as if we are not getting some of the job because we have not developed ourselves to where, or we have not made ourselves visible. We are not accessible to companies that are looking for us. All right. So that one is class of another day. You need to make sure that you start advertising yourself as we are learning this. Don't wait until you complete the program. Start advertising. Get data set. Do 10 minutes analysis. Record it. Post it on your WhatsApp. People that are following you, they will gradually get to know that, it's like this person is into this. You can never tell. Somebody might be looking for a data analyst around those people that are following you on Facebook, that are following you on YouTube. And because that person has been following you and have been seeing what you have been posting, the person can just share your link with them. And that is one mistake some of us does. We don't advertise ourselves. You want to go digital, you have to show your face. It's very important. So that's just an advice. So why data analytics? Better decision making. If I ask us now, who are the best candidates to be employed as manager? manager that will make informed decisions, manager that will change their strategy as soon as they discover that this one has not worked for a period of time. Who are the best people to work in admin departments of any company? We are the people. We are the people. I can tell you for free, employ a data analyst as a manager. That company will not fall. That company will not fall because that person is wired with, is wired with results-oriented mindsets. A data analyst is not somebody that will keep applying one model, because one of the revelations we get through analyzing data constantly is that when you analyze data today, you derive some insight. And these insights are what information that will inform your current decision making. Because the analysis must have exposed certain strengths, certain weakness that will now influence adjusting some of your policies and your operational methods. And because you are analyzing constantly, which means that you keep getting those insights, and as you keep getting those insights, where something has gone wrong, where something is not working, you quickly act. But what happens to a company who does not analyze data? You know the danger. The danger is that they could be using a model that is not working for a long period of time. And by the time they get to know, capital has what? Disappeared. And that time now, they will likely, lay blame on staff. This one, that one. That is policy somersaulting. Even many nations are making this this mistake. They are making this mistake. Your country, they will just come and make decision overnight without proper work, without understanding what is the statistics of poverty rates in the country, in all the local government. They don't have data. All these policies, most of them, they are based on assumption. That is why you see that they are bound to fail. And you too, as a business person, if you work like them, definitely the same result will be achieved. So why I'm saying all this, you can see that we are very important. A company cannot do without us. A company cannot do without us. And that is why if you go to the developed world, data analysts are hot cake, because almost every small business has data in their website or in the cloud or stored somewhere. And for the fact that they have those data, they understand the power of an expert drawing insight from those data consistently in order to influence their decision and policy formulation. So why it looks as if this part of the world we are behind, because let's use the Asaba that most of us are in right now. If you approach a supermarket, you'll be shocked that they don't analyze data. They don't analyze data. Why some do? Some have data analysis. And you will see them making progress. So data analysis helps you make informed decisions, not guesses. Maybe I should just go this way. No, because the data will bring out, like I always tell my students, each time they give you data, we have one particular eyes that we normally use to look at data that enables us to see what the owner of the data does not see. And these eyes, for you to get it, you don't need any spiritual impartation. This is not like prophecy. It's because you understand your work and you have knowledge of tools, that when you send those tools to the data, they come up with results. And those results that they are coming up with informs you immediately. And when you are presenting to the stakeholder, the owner of the data, they will be surprised thinking that you are a prophet. No, because you know your tools. So you can understand what is working and what is not. Sometimes it pains me when you see some companies making decisions based on emotion. how they feel. Very dangerous. And like I always tell my data analysis students, don't practice this field if you know you are not good. So as we are starting now, if you know you are not going to get to the end, if you know you are not going to do my assignment to be good, don't cry at the end of the day. Because the truth is that if you are not good at this, you will endanger company. We are like counselors. We are advisors to people who are investing millions, billions of naira. You cannot afford to learn it halfway and end up misleading someone to invest huge amount of money, and then just after 2 months, the person start crying that he has lost the money. Because you guided the person wrongly. Your skills are very shallow. As a result of that, you were not able to deploy the right tools to get to the roots. Because our work is that we think deeply. That is why one of the characteristics of a data analyst is that what? They are critical thinker. So one of the skills that you must have, you must know how to think critically. That is what the stakeholders are running from. That is the reason why your service is needed. They are looking at the data like this. And after some minutes now, they are having headache because they lack the tools that will fetch the right information for them. So they want to strain their eyes, their brain to find it. And when you get to a point where they cannot do it, they call you. So you cannot come in and you are the same. Second option here, identify trend and pattern. Identify trend and pattern is very important. In fact, this is how I always put it to my students. Anytime you are given a data, there are 3 things you are hunting for. And if at the end of your analysis, the 3 things are missing, you have not done anything. Or, yes, if you have the first 2, fine. It's manageable. What are the 3 things that you look for in the data? If you're able to find them, you don't need anybody to salute you. You can beat your chest that, yes, I did something. You must identify trend. You must identify what? Pattern. And then what? The correlation between one variable. You have to be able to come up with what? The degree of dispersion between one variable that is doing better and the one that is not doing well. You need to present it to the company that out of the 3 products in the data that I was given to analyze, after my analysis, I found out that product A generated the highest profit with a margin of this. That is the outlier. That is the margin. With the margin of this, the company want to see the differences, because it is the differences that will lead to what we call recommendation. Like I always tell all my students, it is not all analysis. It is not all analysis that lead to recommendation. But every analysis lead to observation. I don't know if anybody understands that. Let me get a response.
Yes, sir.
Every analysis must lead to observations, presentation. But not every analysis that lead to what? Recommendation, practical. If I have product A, this is the graph of the 3 product performance. This is product A. And I have product B. Here, product B. And then I have product C. At the end of my analysis, when I'm writing my report, I should be able to point out that this product did better. That is not enough. I must give a report that specifies the difference between this product and this one. It's very important. You must apply your technical skill to find out. You must deploy your data mining skill to find out. You must deploy your diagnostic analysis skill to find out why. You must deploy your descriptive analysis skill to tell us what happened. and what led to this. These are the things the stakeholder wants to hear. Not just come in and tell them that they did this, they did this. Then tell us how things happen, what led to certain things that are not doing well. That you need to also point out the margin between the list and the two performing variables. That is what we call range. That we call what? Range. Sometimes in statistics, we go to calculating what? The variances. Sometimes we also go forward to calculate what? The standard deviation. All of this is for us to understand the correlation, the degree of what? Dispersion. So now, if I ask you, I would like somebody to tell us whether this report needs recommendation. This one, let's assume product A generated what? 4,000 as profit. This one generates 200. Okay, no, let's say 2,000. Somebody should get ready to tell me whether this report needs recommendation. Why this one is 500 naira. Now the floor is open. Is this kind of analysis, does it require recommendation? Can anybody reply?
Yes, sir, it does.
It does, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us the reason? What have you seen that makes you to know that, I need to recommend something?
Yeah, product C, the relationship between the sales or the revenue is too much.
The difference is too much. If you subtract 500 from 4,000, something is wrong here. Something is wrong here. So as a data analyst, you must perform your diagnostics analysis and find out what led to this and recommend what the company can do, what they should do to pervert this reoccurrence. This is what they will be excited about. They say, wow. And this is where it will lead to laying some staff off. Most time when companies sack their staff, I would not want to say that the problem is caused by data analysts, because we are doing our job. I can analyze data and recommend staff that should be sacked. And then the person must have left, and then you see the people involved saying that, okay, this person has to go, this one have to go, just because they must have questioned several things that will have led to these products not doing well. For you as a data analyst, you need to find out whether were there actually enough marketing. That is why I always tell my students that, you see, as a data analyst, you must have a digital marketer in your team. You must have a digital marketer in your team, because you must form a team. You must have a mentor. You must have people that you must collaborate. In fact, anything tech, you must collaborate. For example, a particular example here is that, look at this performance here. Look at this performance here, 500 as against what? 4,000 against what? 2,000. So which means that here, you must give a report that says, or you will carry out some research for them. And that research is a different ballgame. You have to charge them separately. And that research is not actually your work, but because somehow we are connected, you will tell them that, okay, I am bringing the service of a digital marketer to carry out a market research on this product. This could be that what? This product is marketed to wrong people that do not need it. Yeah, because you must have asked them that, okay, what are the level of marketing that have been done so far? And they will tell you that, we have done, in fact, we have gone to so village, we have run different jingle,
we have done this, we have done that, after telling you others, and this product did not improve, they still arrive at this, then that question the targeted audience. So you will now, involve the service of a digital marketer to go and carry out market research. And that market research report is going to expose, is going to bring out what we call competitive analysis. It's going to bring out the factor that could be hindering the performance of these products. And then from there, then you present that report. So why I say you must have a digital marketer in your team. If you are not trained as a digital marketer, then you collect the job. When you collect the job, I do that a lot. I collect the job, and then I will follow backdoor to contact the digital marketer and bargain my commission and give the person the job, and then present the report and then hand it over to them. I don't know if anybody is following. Okay, so you must work as a team. Never work alone. Be like Liverpool. Never work alone. Don't try to. No. Tech is very wide. It's very wide. One person cannot know it all. You must have a team. You must have a cycle. You must have a mentor. You must have someone that is above you with experience, not necessarily with skill. You can be more knowledgeable than me, but for me to spend, this is my 21 years in teaching this in tech domain, there's no way you are going to wake up and say that you have the same level of exposure that I have. It's not magic. So you connect to someone like this. It may be another person that you are following that you can always consult. Even if you have more skill more than them, be ready to be loyal, because that experience, you don't have it. It's just an advice. So let me proceed. I believe those points are taken. Now, you can discover customer behavior, sales trend, business opportunity. Business opportunity. So this help organization plan for the future. You see, when we market, if you see any of our adverts, there is something that I put there. We don't just train, we train and mentor. And one of the ways I'm mentoring you is sharing all this experience with you as I'm training you. That is the best mentorship. Okay, for example, now, you don't have a job. Let me sell this idea to us. You don't have a job, and there is no company that have placed adverts that are looking for data analyst. Do you know that if the job does not come to you, you can go for the job? What stops you from putting your documents, your CV together, perform some analysis, get some data, use them to perform some reasonable analysis, then carry your laptop, walk into that organization, dress corporate, greet the person in charge there, demand to see the manager, find out whether they have data analysts. You'll be shocked that some of them are not aware the role of your service or the role of the data analyst. So when you get there, you have to prove to them why they need you. And one of the ways you will convince them is by telling them that if you analyze the data, it will help them to discover their customer behavior. It will help them to know their sales trend, to make informed decisions. You are going to explain all this. That is what this session is all about, so that you can develop marketing strategies that you can use to sell yourself as a data analyst. When the company calls you and they throw questions like, what will you do differently to change the narrative? What are you bringing? Because some of us, when they ask you how much salary you want to collect, you want to say, I want to collect 1 million. You fail. You supposed to have presented what you are bringing. Highlights the reason why they should engage you. By the time you finish talking about those things, they will not want to do so. They will say, okay, you can even say, okay, I want to give you 1 month free service. Don't employ me here, but I just need your data. Just give me your data. I'll take your data home and perform some analysis and come and present some findings to you. And then from that, we can start from there. Some of us, we are looking for a job that we must start. They must start you with salary. No, I did that a lot when I was in Lagos. And I can tell you, some of these, I'm telling you, they are work for me and they are still working. Those days when I was looking for where to teach in Lagos, if I walk into a corporate computer center, the staff there, they don't want to forward my request to the Oga because they know that once they read the CV and they see what I have there, is a threat to them. What they do, they will keep it. Something told me one day that no, these people, they are not delivering I don't think the owner of this company can see this quality and deny me this access. You know what I did? I just go to their banner and take the number. Because I know that the employees' numbers are not always on their banner. I just sent a direct message that if you are looking for an experienced instructor that can do this, that can change the story, call this number. The next day, they call me, and I went there. I become a manager. I bench all the people there. In fact, not just employee, I become a partner. We're sharing profits. So that is one idea. Stop saying there is no job. Put yourself together. Go to those companies. Market yourself. Just an advice. I believe somebody got something from that. So now let's still look at a few of them. Like I said, this section is just like an orientation on what this field is all about so that you can approach it with proper understanding. Number 3, high demand and high income skill. Data analysis is needed in the banking sector, healthcare, businesses, technology. You can attest to all these things. I don't need to talk much. Hospitals are looking for data analysts that help them to analyze their patients' information, data, for them to allocate drugs. Some doctors need you and I that specialize in analyzing health data. Companies are busy looking for us, particularly the era we are right now. You can see businesses are struggling, particularly I pity all these all these on-site businesses. They are actually struggling. No lights. They are paying huge rents. That's why you see some of us coming online now, because we have seen that the future is here. From my house now, the same rent that I'm paying for accommodating my family is the same rent that I'm used to offer this service. I'm not paying extra shop fee. So where the world is going now is what? Digital. And digital is what? Is online. So you can see that what? There are so many advantages. We just advertise now that we are looking for instructors. If you feel you can do it, you apply. We give you a platform also. And if you feel that, sir, please, can you give me one class so that let me use it to master what I'm learning, like internship? Fine, we put you, we mentor you from, we tell you the topic you have to teach and how you have to go about them. So data, we are highly needed. In fact, every company that is data-driven needs a data analyst. It opens doors to roles like data analyst, business analyst, and financial analyst. So just in case you care to know the difference between these 3 aspects that I mentioned. You see, data analysts is the general umbrella that cover the art of analyzing data for insight derivation that will help or influence smart decision making. What is now business analyst? Let me ask us, who understand that? Who can tell us the difference between business analyst and financial analyst? Can anybody try?
Yes, sir.
Who is trying? Okay, Miss Hannah.
Financial analysts, they it's Hannah. Financial analysts, they actually focus on financial data of a firm,
Good.
while business analysts are interested in business decisions, the operations of a firm.
Okay, what about, okay, good. Okay, you have explained the two of them. Yeah, you are very correct. You see, some will say that I am a business analyst. What that means is that if they give them data that was collected outside business transactions, they are not good at it. In other words, they specialize more on analyzing business. Why? Because they are conversant with what? That business environment. So they find it easier to what? To communicate what? Data that was collected from business transactions. Why some will say that they are, how do I put it? Can I say healthcare data analysis? That's what they analyze data that was collected from health sector. Because probably they have been working, somebody must have been a doctor or a nurse before learning this skill. Definitely that person will be more familiar with what? Healthcare what? Data. So you have been in business, you have been, transacting for years, definitely you also want to stick to that direction. But data analyst covers all. Data analyst can analyze whether political data or any data that is given to the person understands the basic principles that you must study the data. And he also believes that if he can take some time out to study the data, he or she will be able to analyze it, even though he or she is not familiar to that aspect. Right. So now let's look at the next. Okay, so to round up before we go to the practical aspect where I will now be showing us how we can get data from an open source, well-structured data that we can analyze. Let's summarize the key steps in data analytics. And please, I would like us to really prioritize these key steps, whether you are under supervision or not, because this is what will actually make you to come up with actionable or reliable report. The first step is what? Data collection, which aligns with some of the things I've explained at the beginning. Gathering data from sources, because that is where we are going to now. So we must know how to gather data from different sources. Data cleaning, removing errors or duplicates. If you try analyzing data that is full of errors, that is bloody mistake. Because everything will be misleading. Your report will be misleading. So which is very dangerous in this. That is why some companies understand that, no, we should separate the role. Let there be somebody that deals with the cleaning only. And then before the data is given to what? An analyst. So that when an analyst is analyzing, the person is not thinking of whether there are errors. So data analysis, using tools, like I said, to examine data. Data visualization. Presenting data using charts or dashboards, which is one of the key aspects of this. You can't learn this and you don't know how to create dynamic and wonderful dashboards. It's very key that we understand that. It's very key. One of the beauty of this is across all the program involved, advanced Excel, SQL, and the rest, you should be able to create a dashboard. A dashboard. So when we get to that aspect, we are going to spend time to put a dashboard together. because it makes your work very easier for you. Decision making, using insight to take action. All right. So best data analytic tools. I'll just look at a few of them. Best data analytic tools. Because you are not going to be speaking this insight the way I'm speaking. You are going to use tools. You are going to deploy software to get this insight from the data. So that is why we need to talk about, okay, what are the tools that are available that somebody can actually use to analyze what? Data. To draw this insight that can be used for decision making. What are the tools that are available out there? We have spreadsheet tools, which falls under what? Beginner tools like what? Microsoft Excel, Google Sheets. How many of us know what is called Google Sheets? Please let me get a response. What is Google Sheets? Please let me get a response from, okay, Ahmed, what can you tell us about Google Sheets?
Google Sheets is a product of Google. It's like the online version of the Microsoft Excel, whereby once you have a Gmail account, you already have access to the Google Sheet, which is also like the Google Doc, equivalent to the Microsoft Word.
PowerPoint
Yes,
also.
we have the Google Slide, which is
Good,
equivalent to the
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint. Yeah,
Good.
so the Google Sheet is like the Microsoft Excel.
Perfect. So which means that what you need to learn is Excel. Once you learn Excel, all you need is to use your Gmail account. Once you create that account, once you get there, the interface is the same. The way the tools in Excel, they are also there. The tools in Word, they are there under Google Doc. The tools in PowerPoint, they are there under what? Google Slides. Now, let me tell you the reason why if you are looking for a remote job, they will ask you because some company, they want you to be imputing, to be using Google Sheets instead of the local installed Excel, so that they themselves can always log in because they will have created that account and give you the login detail. So as you are working from home, you are logging into that Google Sheet and you are tracking your record. So they can as well access it anywhere. So that can tell you the level technology is going. Honestly, things are growing very fast. And if you are in this field, you are not getting updates. You can easily be left behind. That is why I say you must have a community you belong to. You must have a network where you get updates. Now, so like I said, these are the starting points for every data analyst. Sometimes I have come across data analysts that tells you that they have learned Python for data analytics. And by the time you ask them, did you start from Excel? They say no. It's very dangerous. You will see that by the time we are done with Excel, Python and the rest of them will be very simple. You know why? Because the concepts, you must have learned it from Excel section. Most of the things we'll be doing here, they are the same thing we'll be doing, but using different methods because we are using different tools. Why? Because some of the tools can do it better. Like Excel now, from that basic lecture, we found out that Excel has a lot of limitations. There is limit of volume of data you can analyze with Excel. So that may be the reason why somebody needs Python. Person like me, if you ask me between Python, SQL, and Excel, which one do I like most? I will tell you that I enjoy all of them. Because from what my student says, I am good at all of them. So when I'm taking Excel, when I get to Python, Power BI, you will see the same level of the professionalism. But if your brain cannot carry it like that, one of the advantages we have is that because we have graduated a lot of persons, it has become part of us. So don't let it scare you. All you need to do is to be challenged. I want to be like him. I want to be committed. I want to make research. I research a lot. No matter how I'm still learning, I research a lot. Because one thing about technology, what you know today might not be the same tomorrow. 21 years, I'm still important. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? 21 years, I'm still relevant. That is to tell you that this person is a researcher. He advances. As soon as I did not stop where I was last 10 years. Sometimes when I even go and check some of the lecture I gave those days, I'll say, God forgive me. Based on the level that I am right now. But it's not my fault. So it's not my fault. Honestly, it's not my fault. Don't be surprised that the next 5 years now, I'm not more advanced than this. I will look to this today and I'll say, based on where, but that is technology advancement. Even as you are learning now, you have to checkmate your teacher. How do you checkmate your teacher? If I take a topic here, find out from someone else about that topic, you will not be able to know whether I did justice to it. Whether this man really explain it very well. But if I take a topic here, and you just say, it's only Mr. Prosper that I want to follow. And maybe you do not know that, maybe I did not take it up. And the day you are employed, you will not see that, Jesus, this topic is wide, though. This man did not even cover 10% of it. Me, I know it will happen. And that is why I always work with my conscience. If I come up with any topic, I teach it to at least 80 to 90%, that I know that you will never come back and tell me, and it has never happened that, sir, I research and I discover that what you taught us, you only taught us 10%, because I know it will happen, so I prepare for it. So I'm just challenging you so that you don't go and sit down after learning here now. You don't go and research. When I give you assignments, I love this session. I saw the way some of us are submitting assignments. I love that. Let it continue like that. Things like that really motivate me. I love that. When I give assignments, do it. Submit it. That tells me that, sir, we are with you. Keep taking us further. But when you are taking students that, as if you are dragging them, the teacher motivation will also be down. Business intelligence, BI, tools. These tools help you visualize and present data professionally. That is where we have Microsoft Power BI, Tableau, Google what? Looker Studio. There are so many tools there. So I believe you can, with this. Then programming tools. Programming tools, you know, some of us run from Python and SQL because these are these are programming languages that are involved in this field. And let me tell you, that is where the money is. Let me also sell this idea because I'm also mentoring us. I don't learn computer area that are simple. That is my secret I'm selling tonight. I don't like belonging to where things are very simple. You know why? Because I know that too many people will be there. And when we have too many people there, you know what will happen? The job will be very scarce. Competition will be too much. So when I look at tech area that is difficult, like cyber security, data analytics, programming, I know that a lot of people run away from this aspect. These are the aspects I keep myself on. So that one thing is that I've never worked anywhere where I have been sacked. It can never happen. Instead, when I want to leave, they beg me. You know what that means? Because I develop value. I drive myself with value, not pride, with value, value, value. You see, when you have value, people will look for you, not you trying to push yourself in. And when you are learning skill like Microsoft Word, you want to settle there. You want to learn what is it called? You want to learn skill like no, I will not say graphic design is simple because it's difficult to some persons. You want to learn all these simple skills now. Digital marketing. No, you just create an account, run ad. You see all those things. You now check your Facebook today. Can you see the rate as people are running Facebook ad? That's to tell you that almost everybody in Nigeria, they are now Facebook digital marketer. So instead of you to go and learn web marketing, learn all those core areas that are not simple. That is where the job is. It's just a secret I just sold to us. So I want some of us to be like, to reason that way. Because the programming is not easy. That is why, from experience, that's why I've changed the method now. I've changed the method. If not that this particular before, what I normally do is that you register for the full packages, 4 of them. Advanced Excel, Power BI, SQL, and Python. These are the 4 areas. But I also train on R, programming, professionally for machine learning. I also train Python for machine learning. But I don't bring R. I will either choose. Why I choose Python is that Python can do almost everything because R specializes on statistical analysis. But I now discovered that some students, once I finish advanced essay and I go to Python, their interest will start reducing because when they start writing code, when I start blowing programming language, all those code, some of them are not good in writing code. So now that is why you see that this version, we decided to say, okay, let's start with advanced Excel and SQL first. Then if you can pass through this one, then we can now come with Python and Power BI, which will be the second phase. Because we know some of you, if you have said advanced Excel and Python, you will have run away. Hey, I don't like programming though. But programming is involved here. Look at it here. For deeper analysis, can you see the word here? For deeper analysis and automation, you need Python like R. You need Python, programming language. You need R. But today we are choosing Python because Python has fast libraries. Python has so many packages of modules that envelop, that contain these functions that you and I need to speak to data. Compared to what? R, though R is older. And R is faster in statistical analysis. You will see how it's very easy to get some statistical information from your data using R. But Python is taking over. That is why my focus is not on R. But if at the end of the training, you now discover, sir, I want a customer training on R, I'm very much available for it. Now, data cleaning, machine learning, you can see, you cannot talk about machine learning if you learn only advanced Excel and SQL. These are not machine learning what? Languages or application. So you either learn what with machine learning with Python or R. So maybe in the course of the training, I will explain the difference between machine learning and data analysis. All right, so data analysis is harder than machine learning in terms of service. So, because machine learning is you train the machine to do the thinking for you. So you will just be training data for the machine. For analysis, you'll be the one to bring out everything. So database and query tools, that is where my SQL, PostgreSQL, SQL Server comes in. When we get to SQL, you understand this. We are going to learn with, once you learn with any of them, if you learn with MySQL, you just want to set up your framework, you'll be able to want to write the same code. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I'm now going to dive into the practical aspect for this section, which is how do we access data from an open source and then unzip the data and get it ready for data cleaning or data analysis. Any question before? Because I actually reserved 30 minutes for this aspect, which I'm even feeling before the end of that 30 minutes. Any question, please? Any question? Any question? Questions. If there is on what we have discussed so far before we go for the practical aspect of what I have for us today.
No questions, sir.
Okay, so which means everything is clear to us, right? Let me check those that are in the class. Okay. So let me assume no question. Now let's look at data wrangling. Let's look at data wrangling. Let's look at data wrangling. So what is data wrangling? Data wrangling involves gathering data, cleaning the data, making the data ready for analysis. It involves gathering the data. So tonight we are going to learn how to get data from a source. And this source is an open source. What it means is that it is free. You can go there and get data so long you register with an email to have an account where you can always go there to get data of different category, different field. If you want healthcare or if you want data from different domain, you can actually get them there so that you don't analyze only one particular type of data. So now, let's quickly look at the practical step. So there is a website that I am going to take us to where you can get data. And one thing about this website is that these are student projects. They also offer training. So what we are doing is that we are taking advantage of the data that have been uploaded by their students because it is known globally as one of the best platforms where you can have structured data. And that is not to say that there are no other platforms. So I'm just working with the one that is trending most. So how do we get to the website? You open your browser and go to www.cargo.com. All you need is for you to create an account with a Gmail or email account. So let me wait for it to open so that I'll show us how to navigate. So once I'm done with that, and then we bring the class to an end, and then tomorrow we look at another important aspects of data analysis. So I know I have an account here. Okay, so like I said, you go to www.cargo.com. So this is the website. And then from this website, you will create an account. Let's wait for it to open. Let's hope the network should out.
All right, so so this is how the website opens. Now, remember that when you are employed, you are not going to come here to get data. We are only coming here to get data because we need well-structured data so that we can practice as if we are working for an organization. So the data here, they are standardized data. Okay, so now you click on register. And once you click on register, we should be given a form where you can fill in certain information for you to have an account. Okay, Mrs. Hannah, you have question while we are waiting for the website to open.
Please, sir, by standardized, do you mean they're already cleaned?
Yes, not all. What I mean is that yes, some of them, depending on the one you get, it can mean that. But there are some that are not clean. There are some that are not clean. There are a lot of them that are not clean that you need to do a lot of arrangements. But what I'm saying is that if most of the data here, like I started by saying, these are like projects of some persons that were uploaded. So it depends on if it was a learner that uploaded his or her project. Definitely you are going to see some discrepancies that require you to clean. But if you are lucky, you see a professional upload, then the data will have been cleaned. I hope I've answered your question. Just wondering why this is not.
About the question, sir. But please, sir, could you please share other sites where we can get messy data so we can actually practice data cleaning? Because I noticed that most of the data I download from Kaggle, they have not much work to do there.
They are not what?
Most of the data sets I downloaded from Kaggle, there's not really data cleaning work to do there. Yeah, so I've not really practiced data cleaning.
Yes, but it depends on the best way I will answer that question is that even when you go to other platforms, you may not get data that are as bad as you are expecting, so that you can utilize your data cleaning skill. So what we are going to learn is that we will create some of these challenges, this problem on the data, so that if we come across data that have them, we know how to sort them out. So if I come up with the data like tomorrow's session now, and there is nothing to clean, I will manufacture those issues, those problems, so that when you are given a data set, you know how to handle them. Because most time, you may not come across the way you want it to be, even across all platforms. But it's for you to have the knowledge, so in case you come across it. Because these days now, companies are beginning to employ professional, because if a professional is collecting data, then you don't expect much errors. So where you are going to see error is that if the company engage someone who is not a professional, that person will just be collecting data anyhow. Then if you are given such data, that is where you have issue. But you don't have problem. We are going to exploit Miss Hannah, I hope you understand what I was saying.
Yes, I do. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We will play around them. We play around them.
Okay, sir.
But however, I will also share some link with us, just like you requested, so that you can check other platforms. I will also do that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now you can see the interface has open. We have sign in section. We have register section. Now, what I'm doing now, before tomorrow's session, every one of us must have done it and be able to download at least one data set and keep it. So just make sure that if you have to write your step, because I'm not sure if the video will get to you this night, it might be tomorrow morning. So if you want to really do it before that tomorrow morning, you can write the step here. So if you don't have an account, you click on register. So you have to choose the mode of registering, whether you are registering with the Google account, which is the Gmail that you have, or with what? With an email, right? So I can choose any of them. So let's say we are going with email, and then to ask you to enter the email, and then the password, your full name, and then click on next. And that's will now enable you to have access to the environment. But I have already registered. I don't want to go into that. So I will just click here. I will say, well, sign in with my mail, which I've already saved in the browser cookies. So I can just click on what? Sign in. For your own case, is after you have created it, then it will take you in. But if it doesn't take you in, you come back and click on sign in, enter the email you provided, enter the password you provided, and click on what? Sign in. And that will take you to the website properly. And when you get to the website like this, you are going to get welcome Eguero Prosper. That is your name will be there. All right. Now we have list of panel here. We have tabs here. Now these tabs that we have here are what we are interested. You know, I told us that you can actually come here and pick and check some persons, some fellow data analysts that are learning with them. So this category, just like you are saying, Detective Hub. And we have a website where you can come and learn like this. So for what we are after here is that we want to go to their data section. So we click on where they have stored their data. So you click on data set. So once you get to data set, we are supposed to see an interface. I believe is still loading. Just hold on. Just hold on. The network on browser is a little bit. I want to make sure that we are seeing. Don't put it at the top. Okay. So now once you get here, you search for the type of data you want. Let's say you want to analyze business data. So you can just come here now. You can see that they are already what? Categorized. They are already categorized. You can see computer vision, you can see classification, education. So you can go ahead and type the particular data sets you want. So it depends on the keyword you use. So if I want healthcare, for example, which is one of the last search keyword that I use, you click on it. And then you will see thousands of data that relate to what that search keyword. And then the best thing to do is to read through the documentation. And I want us to know. Sorry. So the advice I want to give to us here is that these are data, these are student projects, just like the way I said, you are going to be taking projects and you are going to be presenting your project. So you are going to start by explaining your data to us. Tell us the features in your data. Tell us the record in the data. Then highlight the questions you answer. Then present your finding and recommendation where necessary. So that same scope is what the people that uploaded this follow. For example, these are different lists of data sets pertaining or relating to your search keyword. So we have about 5,000 plus. So I can say, okay, for me to check this data, I'll click on it to read through the documentation. What did the person say about this particular data? Whether that is exactly the kind of data I am looking for. So you cannot just come here and just, take any data you feel like taking. So make sure that you understand, read through the documentation, understand a few things about it, and then if you are okay with it, you can now proceed towards downloading it. I hope somebody is following, please. So
Yes,
as we can see, You can see this about your data set. So this is how you are going to present your work. You are going to start by telling us your data. You need to tell us your data. You need to explain your data. So this person have explained few things. That what this synthetic healthcare data set has been created to serve as what valuable what resource for data science, machine learning, and data analysis enthusiasts. It is designed, whatever you read, you know, okay, inspiration, what inspired him, whatever, or her. Then data information, you can view more, you can see where the person is highlighting the field names in the data, just like that manual one that we created, customer name, product name, and the rest of them. And even where there are abbreviations, you will not get to know what the person meant with those abbreviations. So look at this data set has name. This column represents the name of the what the patient associated with what the healthcare record, age, the age of the patient at the time of admission expressed in years, gender. So you read through, wow, this data is rich. Usage what scenario. So the person has even helped you to even give you some insight that this data set can be utilized for a wide range of purposes, including developing and testing healthcare what predictive models, practicing data cleaning, transformation and analysis what techniques, creating data visualization to gain insight into healthcare trend, learning, blah, 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 blah. You take acknowledgement, and then you will not come down. This is what we want. What we want from this data, we want to extract the data. So after reading through, you will now come to where you have the data column here. Let me go back to where I have the data because I need to download it. Where did I click now? Okay. Okay, so you click on what? Download here. Click on download, sorry. Click on download. Now that you are okay with it, then you click on download. Once you click on download, you will not see the method the person used. For me to be saying print part data set, that is to tell me that the person used what? Python to perform the analysis. But I'm not interested in the Python code, so I'm interested in the data set, the data. So I'll just, okay, I want to download the data, it's just 3 megabytes. Then click on that, and then the data will be downloaded. I hope that explanation is clear. So the data is downloading now as a zip.
Very well, sir.
As a zip data. Now, which means that the last thing we are going to learn tonight is after, because most of the data, if not all, the data you download from here, they will always be what the archive or zip data. So you must not know how to unzip the data. You must have either the default window file, this how do I put it, unzip program, or you download what? WinRAR. WinRAR is the one that have this icon. So anything you download goes to your download default folder. So this is how you work, and this is what I expect every one of us to have achieved before tomorrow's session. Now, you create a folder. You create a folder on desktop or any other storage you feel better. Then you name that folder raw data. You name that folder raw data. So I think I have raw data. Let me just name it what? Raw data 2. Now, it means that all the data you'll be able to analyze, if you are working as a contractor or as a consultant, there must be a folder where you are keeping the company raw data from the one you are analyzing. Because sometimes after cleaning, you must have destroyed the entire data. You call it back from the raw data. So it is the process. Always have the raw data stored different from what the one you are analyzing. So why I created this folder, because that data that we downloaded, I am going to extract it and send it to this folder automatically. So where do I get that data that I downloaded? You click on your file explorer. From here, there is always a default download folder, except where you have changed it. Because some persons must have changed it that whenever you want to download, you go to desktop. But if you have not changed it, anything you download from the internet goes to this folder called download. So you go to the download folder, and then you are going to see the file we just downloaded. So from here, we are going to unzip. So how do we unzip it? You can unzip and keep the unzip copy here, or you can unzip and send it to what? To that folder that we created on desktop. So I am going to unzip it and send it to that folder. So how do I do that? You right click on it, and then select extract all. Select extract all, and then it will prompt you a dialog box like this. Then this browse means you want to reach out to a different storage. But if I click on extract here now with this URL telling me that where I am right now is download, and inside download I have this. So which means that the file will be extracted, and the extracted copy will be stored in the same place where the saved copy is. So I will say no, click on browse, and then I will call my folder, go to desktop, look for that folder, which is raw data what? Raw data 2. Just make sure that you select it. You don't need to open it. Just make sure you click on it, and that is the name you are seeing here. Then click on select folder, and then you see that the URL have changed. So for me to have this, it means that this is where the extracted copy is going to. So I'll click on what? Extract. So click on extract, and then you hold on, it's going to extract it and then dump it in that folder. So the file has been extracted and it's open in that folder. Well, let's assume that I did not open here. I will just minimize and then go to what? To the folder, as you have the file inside it already. So you can see that I have it here. Now, the next thing is for me to check which format is this file. Is it pure Excel format or comma separated value, CSV? So how do you know? You can hover on it, or you can right click on it and select properties. Right click on it and select property. That will tell you information about that file. Now what we have here, look at the format here, CSV. So this is what comma separated what value, which is most acceptable across all the platforms. All right, so now Excel can actually open this extension. So you just double click and then it will open with Excel. So let's wait for it to open. So that will bring us to the end of this section. So the only practical assignment you are given tonight is that you visit that Kaggle, register, download not less than 1. So if you can give me 2 different data sets, 3 data sets, fine. So but I would advise us to have the time to download up to 5 different data sets, so that when we start analysis, we will analyze in the class with one, and then I will send you to go and replicate it with another data, just to check whether some of those skills you can manipulate them on different data. So you can see this is the data. So tomorrow we are going to be looking at data cleaning techniques. We are going to do a lot of cleaning. And like I said, we are going to manufacture some of the challenges. And that's what I will learn how to resolve them, but eventually they come with the data we are given. Any question so far? Any question?
No question.
Right. So I am going to ask us a few questions, but your question can cancel my question. If you ask me a question as an individual, I will not ask you a question again. But if you don't ask me a question within the remaining 7 minutes I have, I'll be calling you one by one and ask you questions regarding to what we have learned so far. So let me ask again. Do you have questions? Okay. Mrs. Fadilat, don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right. Let me just say Mrs. Ahmed. How
Yes,
will you
sir.
how will you define data analytics?
It's the process of gathering data, or let's say collecting data, cleaning and analyzing the data for better decision making.
Okay. Mrs. Sandra, can you tell us at least 2 skill sets a data analyst must have? 2 skills sets a data analyst must have. That should go for Mrs. Sandra, if she can hear me. Mrs. Sandra, can you hear me, please? I'm waiting for your response. If she's not ready, let me. If Mrs. Sandra is not ready for the question, so can Gabriel answer the question?
So, Jide, Jesus. It's a question.
Can Gabriel answer the question? Just want to know, because I've not really heard from these persons. If Gabriel is not here, can King answer the question?
Yes, I think, yeah.
Okay, sir.
Let's say the 2 skills maybe the data analysis must have like the SQL, Excel, like Power BI, then Tableau, right?
Okay, these are the tools, but I'm talking about the skill sets.
Oh, the skill sets.
Yeah, that a data analyst must have, not the tools.
I mean, to be able to understand the data and to be able to I mean to check where there is issues, maybe the data is not correct or abnormal or anything.
Okay, good. I still want another person to contribute to that same question. Who is available? We've not been able to hear from Gabriel. Ms. Hannah, if you are available, what are the core skill sets a data analyst should have to stand out? Not the tools now.
Okay, 2 skill sets that a data analyst must have are critical thinking and storytelling.
Critical thinking and storytelling. That is also very valid. Okay. Okay. All right. So since we've not reached out to, okay, I have a Mrs. Tonia. Please let me confirm if you are here so that I can ask you your question. Okay, which means that she's not in. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we stop here. I hope to see us tomorrow. Thank you for joining. Let's do the assignments for tomorrow. Once we have done the assignments, just indicate in the group that assignment settled or assignment done. Once we have downloaded the data set from that platform, just indicate. King, you want to say something?
No, I just want to ask about the assignment. So I'll get the thing from the cargo, right?
Yes, the assignment is you go to Cargo, register with the Gmail, download not less than 1 data set. If you can download 2, then unzip it, save them in a raw folder or a folder, just like what I did now, ready for data cleaning now.
Okay.
That's the assignment.
Yes.
All right, good night, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.